Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Talking Parish League. I am your host, Leroy John Baptist, and it's indeed another pleasure to be in your company and to bring you another exciting and informative show. And today promises to be a big bombshell. I have a legend, I have an ambassador, and of course, you know, I have the Ayatollahs normally here. So today is going to be real a bombshell, and we're going all the way east. I think that's the location here, east of the island today. And so I just want you to get yourself prepared. If you have to get your liquor coffee, your juice, your tea, whatever, get it. Get ready, because we're going to really take off today to new heights on our Talking Parish League show. But before we go any further, we always have to give thanks and praise to those corporations who helped this program to be on the air and to assist Parish League with its outreach program. And so we always want to big up our platinum sponsor, ACB Caribbean, Simple Smarter Banking. For all of your banking and financial needs, be sure to check them out there at ACB Caribbean and just let them know that you heard this on the Talking Parish League show, and trust me, they will take extra special care of you. Cecil Charles Group of Companies, Seco Pharmacy, for all of your medicinal and pharmaceutical needs. Be sure to check them out there at Seco Pharmacy for your one-stop for your healthy and vibrant, keeping your body healthy and vibrant. Be sure to check them out there at the corner of High and Temple Street, Seco Pharmacy there. And Brands for Less, your all-in-one store, whether it be clothing, footwear, cosmetic appliances, or just looking for that special gift, whether it be a birthday, whether it be anniversary, you name it. Just check Brands for Less. Carol and her team, they have everything you need right there. And if you don't see it there, just ask them. And they're located right opposite the Old Deluxe Cinema to the west of the Zachariah building there. All right. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I want to welcome all of our viewers on CTV, Channel 8, our Facebook platform, our YouTube, and also our Instagram. And we must also invite you to keep liking our page, sharing the page, so that this wonderful program can be spread throughout the entire universe. Taddy, let me say good afternoon. You know, we have a little cricket in the air. Cricket is being played at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. And so we'll talk a little cricket quickly, and then obviously we'll get into our guest in studio. So good afternoon, Taddy. Hope your week has been going good so far.
Well, good afternoon to the viewing audience, you know. John, the week has been pretty good, you know, I mean, not too bad. You know, but as a matter of fact, tomorrow, the funeral today, funeral tomorrow, John. Tomorrow is family at Freetown, this Charky mother.
Yes.
Yes, and today with the Watley's mother, but something happened to Parish League today, John. I've been telling you for the last 2 years almost, John, that I envision this network to be something like ESPN and so. But guess what happened, John? We came to the funeral and the show simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube. Like ESPN 1, ESPN 2.
Yes,
so we
yes.
Parish League 1 and Parish League 2.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Okay, John. So we're making history again today, John. You get it? So I just want to put in that early. I don't want to make sure you want me that in you. Because when I told you so long time ago, then you didn't understand. You start to understand where I'm going to, John. And where I'm headed.
Most definitely.
I even noticed somebody in the studio, they say, they're bringing somebody to train again. A nice young lady.
Yes,
we
yes.
need some camera people, you know what I mean, John? If we are to improve and move on, you know? So, John, I must tell you to John that we have there, like I say, some guy say some great Ulysses Lawrence or something like that. But he didn't get me in trouble, John. John, the first day Captain Ryan, when they get fired. Yeah, John, we get the story in that. You know, John, what happens, man, this Ulysses Lawrence. I played a match for Antigua in 1974 against a team in the Parish League.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forget it. It was a Saturday at some March of Freedom in town that they appeared in the power, you know what I mean? And I remember that big demonstration in town, but the match was going on, and there's a strange umpire. They pick us up people on the street like Sarbal, and by the umpire. John, I forget, I can see them now, John. You get LB down with the ball, like the middle of the bat. And I was like, so what happened? He said, some batting too long. I can't remember that, John. You know what I mean, John? So, but I remember this young Yusuf Lance, this outstanding guy. So I said to myself, I have to find this guy, somebody thinks for Newfield. So I followed my good friend Felix Philip for Massey's house, guys, Rising
Yes.
Sun Connection.
Yes, yes.
And we went to Newfield, it's Christmas, we drop our TV. I asked one for him. And we phoned him and say, come down Rising Sun next year, man. John, as life would have it, the guys decided the year before, the same year earlier, Rising Sun guys too old, so they can't feed ball, pass and straight, they can't bend. So they get rid of all the old guys, John. You get it, John? They get rid of all the old guys. Okay? So they want a new captain. So the guys decided to make me the captain. Oh, Paul, this Ted Green, the young guys, you know what I mean? All was young guys, you know what I mean? So they make me the captain. So he started recruit more guys. So we recruit this one, Ulysses, another guy, Walter, John called him, Farid and so on. But John, we played our first match at Police Ground. And guess what? The president showed up for the match. Somebody told guys to play Police Ground. When he showed up, he didn't recognize nobody in the field. He didn't know.
Okay, you don't change out the whole team.
I was everybody gone. So he said he couldn't be Rising Sun, and the Rising Sun. So he's so upset, he's not the Rising Sun. So John, I start in a real kind of history, you know? You know what I mean, John? But this guy Ulysses and the water judge, they transformed Rising Sun so big time, you know what I mean? They had the Senax and so on. You remember those guys, you know? And one time, John, I captain from 1975 to 1980. Rising Sun never lose a match. First, never went outright. We had Ulysses was standing all around there. Water judge, never hear much about him. Brilliant all around. Two of them can catch, can't done. Brilliant fielders. Put them in the slip, catch the ball around them. So I think we had a powerful team, John. Really powerful team. And those guys made Rising Sun the powerhouse during that time. The joke was the John. Rising Sun man can't bat, but we had the best bowlers. But when they put us in bat, when the captain, me not declare. So I bat for 2 days sometimes. You know that good job.
I heard that story.
Yeah. But the funniest side is Ulysses now. He used to be getting knocked ball harder than me. You know what I mean? So we said target practice on the John. It's a bench in park. Okay, so we knock the ball on top of the hill in the park and the bench and so. And then the southern side is our high hill on the other side. It's good. You remember the high hill uses? Yeah. I was just trying to knock him on the hill over the use. You know what I mean? John, that was it. And I give you a joke about that, no, John. That canteen is one time playing against Nevis here. And he be meeting the wicket and say, oh, bang this wall, this power in Willard body. Because this is a Nevis on a jokey pitch. So I just bang them. You know what I mean, John? I don't even remember the story. But this Ulysses was devastating, you know, John. You know? So, and brilliant fielder. You know, so, but he say come for Newfield. But Newfield is like Seattle, so John. You have to go Newfield to go Newfield.
You have to go to Newfield.
You can't find Newfield. Newfield like you have the map. You have to go Newfield, find Newfield. So that means when they come, go Seattle. Guess where they go? Willie Gibbs. They take to go Seattle where Willie Gibbs go. You have to turn out to go there. They say to go Newfield. You have to go Newfield to go Newfield. But one thing I want to go here, John. How they used to practice in Newfield long time ago, when they get tiny field, have all them good guys. You know what I mean, John?
Yeah.
You know that field is without the basketball coach, John.
Yes.
And guess what? Them guys are so nigh, you know, John. But make a feel for them, John. And guess what? They still refuse to go on the field of practice and play and the net ball, basketball, hard ball on the guys in them. They don't want to go on the good field. He was in the part of that. He went before that. You know, but I'm saying to you, John, strange thing happened.
I was there when the field.
You're there on the field? Oh, I tell you what uses.
We used to play soccer out there a lot, but not
Okay,
cricket.
not cricket. Yeah, like not cricket, play soccer, not cricket. So they made a cricket field for them, John. You know, but Newfield has some outstanding guys. Newfield, well, Freetown too had some good guys, you know what I mean? That was a rivalry. Newfield, and Wilkins and Newfield too. Because the guys in Newfield walk across like a swampy area, end up in Newfield. You know what I mean? So I know the story. The one we're trying to get one on the show today, name in the Cardiff Hector. He used to remind me how boy he used to walk in the swamp look for your wife and I and some. So what's the car? One swamp up, what you do? What you do? So boy, you know man who the now parts. You know? So I tell John, I'm history with these guys. You know, they're my friends, my buddies, but John, we can't. I know you're softball man, and they mention some of the softball. Piece of team them on side. We can explore all the possibilities after John, so you can know how I talk to my teeth long time. All right, John?
No problem, Taddy. Well,
yes.
There you have a mouthful there from Taddy, taking us a little back. Taddy, I wanted to pull up, gentlemen. Well, first of all, let me introduce our guest today. I have the great, this name has been called so many times on this show, and I'm just really privileged to actually meet this gentleman and to be in his company and to really hear of his exploits. And so let me say good afternoon to the great one, the legend, Ulysses Lawrence.
Good afternoon, Mr. John. It's good to be here. Nice to see you, man. You're my favorite guy around here, all right?
And we also have joining us here Mr. Selwyn Gordon. Yes, he said he's the what?
Ambassador.
Ambassador. Mr. Gordon, welcome to Talking Parish League.
Thank you, John. It's a pleasure.
All right, well, gentlemen, it's good to have you. And normally we, our show likes to take you a little back into the old historical days, really looking back and see what it was like in those days, and then bringing us forward and probably doing some comparative analysis with what it was like in the days before to what it's what is it today now. And we have Lydia Harris already with us. So good afternoon, Lydia. Good to have you on board. But just before we get into that, gentlemen, just a quick little recap. We have the West Indies President 11. They're presently coming up against the England 11, and England was batting first, Taddy, and England made, let me just try and pull it up quickly, England made 466 for 6 declared. Johnny Bairstow getting a good century there, and looked like the only one who didn't really do anything much was Ben Stokes, but everybody else seemed to have found the middle of the bat. Alex Lees, I've never heard of this name before because that's a new one.
That's a new one, John. They've been playing for England for a while.
Made 65, huh?
He's been playing for England for a while, John. They're following the game.
Alex Lees?
Yeah, he's been going for a while with the own England team.
Okay, I never heard of.
A young guy, though, not so well known yet.
Oh, okay. Zach Crawley, he made
he's actually
62,
one too.
and Dan Lawrence. Yeah, I've heard all these names, Ben Folks and Chris Wokes there. And for the bowling, for West Indies, I think Brian Charles, he bowled 48 overs for 143 runs. He took 3 wickets, but that was just about it. And of Shamon Lewis, he also had 2 wickets. And with our time at the crease, let me see if I have an update. Okay, this update doesn't seem to be right. I see that we were 48 for 2. I think the game has long past that. And I know Casey Carty was batting, and I think Booby Devon Thomas was batting. I'll try and see if I can get a further update there.
He got out because somebody called me to get it nonsensical out. He made 50-something.
50-something, okay.
Kerry White called me Thomas this afternoon.
Yeah.
Batting very good, and there for a big swipe. Left arm spin and clean you
But
up.
Tally, next week we're going to have the test match here. We have quite a lot of visitors already coming in, enjoying our little paradise, getting ready for that big test match. Just saw an article where they're preparing the recreation ground.
Recreation ground?
The Sir Vivian Stadium. What is your take? What do you expect coming in that test match? What are the chances you think West Indies have competing against England?
Well, I think they have a good chance of playing 5 days. Maybe they carry the game to the 5th day. That's the only chance they can give them, John. This is a team not good enough, John. You keep asking me, this is a jokey team. Well, if they play 5 days, John, they improve. You have to take the game to the 5th day. And I just heard him mention some guy named Brian Charles, a size of half spinner. Here he bowled 48 overs. Guess what? I tell you that much with Jimbo. Yeah, that's what Jimbo bowls with 48 and 50-something overs. And John, I tell you, we need to find some fast bowlers. And spin bowlers just waste of time, You can't out nobody, John. And that pitch of the stadium, that Stanford going, when they're watching the Giants, they're playing so good, Maybe England will get better. Users watching. But I see bar keeping low, some good yard and some.
Yeah.
So the bounce not was predictable and even, you know what I mean? So it's very difficult for the batsmen. But hey, if you're fighter, fight on. You don't complain about pitch. You get it?
True.
Well, especially somebody playing for the A team. Your job is to go and showcase your talent. You try your best not to get out. But like I said to my partner, Kerry White, see, West Indies guy nowadays, they audition for IPL. They want to knock everything with 4 and 6 and so they get a chance to go to IPL. That's what it is, John. Like we forgot how to play test cricket. And when Uses and me played, he was a tournament, John. You had tournament 4 days, Matt Johns up. Okay. So you're preparing guys for the longer version. Nowadays, I mentioned the last thing, that that new selector I got in their hands, what a waste of time. I hate celebrating guys in farm, they're making 50 something in farms, and that man in farms. That's the people in farms, John. So we're making centuries, John.
Okay, Eddie's giving an update. 225 for 7. Reefer is, I guess that's Raymond Reefer, 94 not out.
That's what the Carty guys should be doing. 90 some, 100 and something. But big century, put in name in the something they want to play.
Yes.
That's what you get in big times, John. Not 40 and 50.
Ulysses, have you been following the West Indies team recently? What's your take for the test match coming up?
No, honestly, I can't really give you any opinion of it because I don't watch much cricket at all. But I was watching the game yesterday.
And what was your impression for what you'd have seen?
No, I like what I've seen. The only thing I didn't like is how one of the opener got out. He was batting so well, and then he just lifted his head and get bowled. And they were playing well. I like what I saw. They were actually batting well, but they just gave the wicket away so easy.
Hey, John, that's all they news you. They go to 40 and 50 and get out. That's exactly what I said. You said they look good now.
Yeah,
They look good.
I was enjoying the game yesterday,
But
to be
they
honest.
can't continue, John. That's the problem, John. They look good, but 40, 50 can't cut it in test cricket. That's the recipe for 2-1. Here England score 4-6 or something declare. That's how they win test cricket. That's how they play test cricket, John. Not 50 and out and something and out. I hear say a while ago, the only one that didn't know well is Stoke. I hear the most dangerous man. When you get going, he bang you in the submission, you want to bowl and so. So, if they're doing well with those Stokes so far, and Stokes is a big match player, whether they like him or not.
Most definitely.
When the occasion is big, Stokes shows up. That's the kind of guy he is. So, hey, I hope Weston's going to enjoy the match. Like, I don't want an England guy bang out now. I don't want a team that be back Weston against mostly England now. I don't want Weston to lose to England, period. So I hope that we can enjoy the match up, bang them up, get lucky. Hope Zara, I guess we can see get the plane. If he does, I get the pick, John.
I believe so.
Because he's not here.
No, I
No, I was
believe,
asking. I don't
no, I
know.
believe when you look at the team, I believe because Gabriel is not there, I think they will go with Zari and
John,
Seals.
when you look at the team, what do you mean, John?
When you look at the 13 or the 14 they have, they'll go with Zari, Seals, and the other
The
guy.
Asian
there.
guy there, the one that insists so good. What name again? The old fast bowler, man. From Barbados.
Roach.
Yeah, Roach and Seals and
Yeah, I think they'll go.
and Zara. What are the fast bowler in the squad?
And I think I don't think the guy Colin, is it Archibald?
There's a guy named Colin Archibald.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
in 13 too?
Well, he's in the squad for the test match.
He's so lucky. Man,
Taddy, that's as we always said, our cupboard is bare, and so they have to choose what we have, and that's what we have to choose from. All right, and our women are playing. They should be playing their first T20. Sorry, the one day World Cup. They should be playing that match. Let me see if there's any.
tonight?
Yeah, tonight starts at 9 o'clock. So we want
9 o'clock tonight?
9 o'clock tonight.
That's good. Okay,
So
go
we
watch
want to wish
something.
them. We want to wish
I
them.
prefer
all
to
the
watch
best.
ladies and watch the men, no, John. Have you honest with you?
I want to ask you why. Let's keep it simple.
The girls
I
the
think
girls
they're
are
more
not,
serious
the girls play more really quick, you know, guys get out. You say you still said they look good and then the guy moves.
Mr. Gordon, it seems like you like the women too.
Yes.
Don't ask him those questions.
Don't ask me those questions.
No, Mr. John.
All right. We're going to get back to maybe a little bit later on to the West Indies cricket. No, we have to take advantage of having these guys in house. I have to start with you, Ulysses. I came here on this show, a novice to Parish League cricket, just, gathering, learning a lot. And as I said, it's a name that has just come up almost on every show. This Ulysses Lawrence. I've even heard the phrase attached, one of the brightest mind on a cricket field. And I've heard so many accolades being thrown at your footstep, and it's really a pleasure to really be sitting in your company here. And so I'm just going to give you an opportunity to just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what was life like for you as far as you can remember, in terms of growing up in that village as what Taddy called Newfield.
I wouldn't even reply to Taddy.
I love that.
I wouldn't reply.
Look,
growing up.
And I'll continue off.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. A lot of people come here, they get intimidated by Taddy. They think Taddy's still that Ayatollah over there.
No, we are, you know, he never stand a chance.
You never stand a chance.
No, but growing up in that small, nice village of mine, Newfield, I can remember going way back. As a little child, look, I never could stay still. You know what I'm saying? I was too full of energy, so I used to have to be moving all the time. So, and playing marble was my first was my first choice of game, you know, and then cricket and a little bit of football. But my mother really didn't want me to play football because she always think, well, you're gonna get your foot broke, you know, things like that. But I used to still go around and play it. But cricket, I've been playing that for forever, maybe from about 4 years old. 4, 3, whatever. As from the time I can stand up, I was playing that game. So that's where it started. Playing with, you know, you name it. We start with golf. We used to, a matter of fact, we use cans. We use young limes that fall off the tree, young coconut that fall off the tree. You name it. Anything that can move to the bat, we used to use it because we didn't really have any money to buy anything at all, you know. So whatever we get our hand to, that's what we use. So that's what we used to do.
So who was the first person to get you involved in the cricket uses? That you can recall, you know?
Well, nobody. First, you know, you just see every little kid in the village, you know, they go around and we just call each other and we play a game. But if you're going to talk about the big cricket, a man called Mr. Anthony, Ralph
Anthony.
I was playing for school, you know, because I used to play for Newfield Government School, you know, public school. So one day I was playing and I was the wicket keeper because I never used to bowl. I was the wicket keeper and opening batsman for the school. So he saw me keeping one day. He came home early from work and he said, man, that little guy, he can keep a lot. I'm going to pay his money because at that time it was like $10 to join. And, you know, $10 for me in those days like $1,000. You know?
We didn't have
I can imagine.
So he did pay the money. And I joined the big, I was so small. I was very, very small. The pads couldn't even fit me. The finger guards, everything was too big for me. Trying to run a single, the pads used to turn backwards. When I'm running, I'm trying to turn it back forward because I was so small, you know what I mean? But I never was afraid of the ball, so I just keep, you know, I was just playing all the time. So, but the first time they took me with them, they didn't give me any play. They let me be 12 man, and I had to do the scoring. But I really didn't mind because
You just want to be the big boy.
yeah, I was there with all the big guys.
You want to be the big guys.
Yeah, so I just do the scoring, and I was happy with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it really started. But it was, you know,
Well, let's say about Selvin, this ambassador, Selvin God, this Newfield ambassador.
I'm telling you, Lawrence is the one that wanted to bring me to your team. To Rising Sun, I said, no, I'm not leaving Newfield. Right? And he went to town, he got played the next year. And so I said, look, I'm not leaving Newfield. Because I said, you don't want to pick me, they got to pick me from Newfield.
Well, see, what happened was I saw some extra and talent in Ulysses who could make an take team. So that's why I went for him. And he didn't disappoint. Okay, he got picked for an take team from 1975 to 1986, I think it was. 85, 86. How long playing the team Ulysses? A long time.
85.
But
yes.
you know what happened? Because I joined 7 Adventists, I was 7 Adventists. That's what cut off my.
If you're Adventist,
That's what cut off my cricket. That's what cut off my cricket.
So you couldn't play Wednesday if you're Adventist.
No, I just said this side. Look,
You
that's
play
it.
for the church team. You can't play for the cricket is Saturday and Sunday in the Selvin.
I know. That's
So-
why I just give it up. but I have a lot of memories and so on coming
But
up.
tell us some of your memories in Newfield growing up.
First, I think that I get this cricket game from maybe when I born, the first thing I see was a tontic. Maybe that's why I love cricket. I love cricket so. I also soup.
Wait, you tell the people they call it Tantic.
So they turn fungi with.
Oh, I know that, you know.
Look, there was this guy in the village, they called Brian. I used to bowl a guy from morning until afternoon. I never get a batting. Anyway hit the ball, I used to follow the ball. And I had all this energy and everything. Then starting from school, as Lawan said, the pad couldn't fit him. The same thing with me. Right? I couldn't get a play for school because they say I can't win this pad. And when I look at all the guys that play for school and so on, they can't even feel about it. You know what I mean? But because they were bigger than me and so on, they got a chance to play for the school. Then after we left school, it was about maybe 5, 6 of young men in the village have to make there's a choice of two guys for the big team. Right? Now I was already in the big team.
Wait. Hold on, I was getting the big team before you.
Yeah.
As I said, I was the smallest guy.
Answer the question.
I was the smallest guy
So you
playing
made
with
the
the
team
big
before
guys.
yourself then? Wait. They love you more than you?
No.
What do you mean,
It's not like that.
love
Was more advanced. He was older than me, and he was more thing. So Lawrence got his chance, and then after Lawrence got his chance.
Older you didn't mean nothing, you know?
No, but he got his chance because, as you said, the guy saw him playing for school, right? So the guy,
You couldn't make the school team at the
I
time.
could make the school team because they say the pad. They say I couldn't run in the pad and all that kind of things, right? But my first debut to play for Newfield was at Seaton's.
Seasons.
When I went there to
I
play
remember
that game, right? Boy, the first ball, the guy bowled me and I went down.
Who was the guy?
I don't remember the guy's name.
I don't remember.
Fast bowler.
Yeah.
But I think it was Babas was the
Babas was the
Who
umpire.
was that?
Babas that from Seaton.
From Seaton, the old man that used
I
to
know
play
Babas
good
was
cricket.
smart.
Yeah, he was the umpire for
Look,
I never did that.
That was way back.
I never seen before that.
I don't know what, as soon as the ball touched my pad, he do that, like that. And I came,
Wait. Nobody appeal?
yes, Jack, right?
Say out.
But here, I said, to Ablo, boy, I always give thanks to Ablo boy. Ablo said, Selvin, we have to give you another chance, man, because that was not. And they gave me another chance to make my debut for Newfield, and I never get job from Newfield team again.
Wait. The captain, your friend?
No, he wasn't the captain. Lawrence was the
I was the
captain.
captain.
No, you get the pick. You are your friend, that's it.
Ask us how many times he saved Newfield.
You get picked because you claim as a friend.
No. Jensen,
No friend and come.
Jensen, Clyde from Bethesda,
Who Johnny Johnson from
Jensen Freetown,
Yeah.
and Clyde,
From Bethesda.
and the other one, Lyle. When Clyde and Lyle are on attack, would you be here, a small boy coming to you, and so on. Them have no mercy. Though.
And I cried, it was kind of scary.
Oh man, he bowled you 6 bumper.
6-1, bro.
He bowled 6 bumper all over.
It's not really bounced up. It's not bounced up because we were so small. Everything
looked like a box. So we had to, I was pushed the ball off of here. That's all. And I remember growing up, I couldn't hit the ball. I couldn't get the ball off of here. And one afternoon, they put me in the wicket, and everybody was bowling the ball to my. Everybody was bowling the ball to here until I get the ball off of here. That's on. Even my brother, he died now. He was one of the best players I ever see.
I'm going to say something. I want to interject a little bit now because you just said something that is very important to me. You see, you weren't playing the ball off the hip well. And those guys from Newfield recognized that.
Oh, yeah.
And they, in practice, they took it in nets and worked on that.
Every day.
I said it to say this. See, I keep saying that on this show. People go to this class nowadays and sending their coaches, right? But guess what? You had about 4 guys, 6 guys in the village who were coaches. They recognized that you weren't doing well there, and they took it in that and worked on that. That's a coach in I about now.
Yes.
That is fancy name now. You understand seriousness? Work on the guy's weakness. So you have some guys that saw that long time in you. And they keep saying that in the show now. Don't always fancy name your coach. Identify the weaknesses and work on
Look at
those.
it. Yes.
But before I actually played for Newfield, right? I used to be playing win ball because we always play win ball. But every time the big guys came, we had to go out.
Good.
And I was kind of tired of it. So I decided, look, man, I'm going to feel for these guys because the only thing you could do was to go on the field and feel. So, because I really couldn't keep still. I am a guy that always have to be moving. So I went on the field and I recognized where the ball was going most, and I went there. And then after that 15 minutes was up for that batsman, I realized no ball's coming to me. So I said, man, maybe they want me off the field, you know what I mean? I didn't know why no ball's coming to me. So I walked all around and I went on the other side. That was the leg side because I was on the off side first. Then I had to go all the way on the leg side where I saw the ball going most. So I went there and the ball coming to me. And then when another guy came into bat, the ball going somewhere else. So I just keep following the ball because I don't want to be standing up. So, and I didn't realize that I was really learning something about the game until I got a little bigger. So when I realized, well, look, every batsman is different. And I used to just watch every one of them, and after maybe about weeks or months after that, I used to look, every time someone comes in, I know exactly where to go to field for that woman. And then when that one came off, I go exactly where. So I used to just follow wherever the ball going. So I learned where everyone's strength were, you know. So, but then when I got big and start bowling, from the time I look at a batsman and hitting it at a certain, I know I'm not bowling him there anymore. Quickly, I can adjust. That's what I was learning all the time, but I didn't realize it, you know, to watch each batsman and know where the weaknesses are and where the strengths are. So you can learn something from that going on.
I want to pick up something you just said there a while ago. You spoke about, as a young boy, your only job at that time was fielding.
Oh yeah.
The only job, the only opportunity.
Only opportunity.
Get on the
Only
field.
opportunity was
Get on the field.
Yeah.
With the big guys.
But you
In
took
the
that
afternoon.
opportunity to analyze what was in front of you.
Yes, but I didn't realize what I was
What
doing.
doing
actually.
then?
Yes. To be honest, I didn't know what. I was just following the ball.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, as you matured in the game, now you started to use that skill set.
Yes, it came in very
And so
handy.
again, it points to that whole process we talk about. Taddy, most persons sit here, they tell us where they started at the bread line. They will come in, and they can't do nothing else but feel.
Yeah.
You know, John, see what you used to say a while ago. I was certainly mentioned on this show before now. When we're small guys in Oval, I was growing up with Vivian, so we play soccer at East Bus Station where the car park is now. When factory workers come down, we have to vacate the field. But guess what? They give Vivian a play. I'm in no position now. We're feeling under the bat, and we're batting last. But we happen to play with the big guys.
Yeah.
That's why we're the big guys.
You
And
want to
so
be on the field.
that's opportunity for us to be with the big guys. So I know you're just talking about you want to be the big guys, just be with them. It doesn't matter where is that.
At that time, I just really wanted to keep busy. I really, look, John, I was a guy that just couldn't keep still. And it's funny that my mother used to be on my case, if you didn't start walking until you're 1 year old, and now from the time you start walking, I just can't keep you still, you know what I mean? So I just had too much energy. I couldn't keep still, so that's what happened.
But John, this man was so full of energy, John. When you rise in practice, right? You get it right up to Collins Garner. I went from Collins Garner to Newfield back on the shoulder.
So John, I used to learn trade at Mill Reef, right? I used to learn carpentry. Mill Reef is even further than Newfield.
Right.
And when I finished working at 4 o'clock every afternoon, I used to pass Newfield in the truck. Remember, I could just jump off the truck now. I rode the truck to town,
He was in some grounds.
right? Didn't know how I was getting back home. Every afternoon from Monday to Friday. And I'm telling you, after practice, every afternoon I used to walk up Hospital Hill, through Patterson and up to Spugu's gas station.
Right.
And I used to stay there. Every light I saw coming, I put it over.
flag down.
Sometimes I used to get a ride to Parham Corner, I'll take it. Anywhere I get a ride to. Pierce Village Corner, Glanville Corner. And anytime I reach those places, I'm not even looking for any more rides. I'm running to Newfield. I'm walking. Because I just like moving, you know. So sometimes I got home, it was so late. Man, my food is cold, you know, man. I tell you. At one time I decided, look, man, one afternoon I said, I'm done. I'm serious. It was so hard. I said, one day I said, that was it. But fortunately, while I was walking, a friend of mine, not a friend, we used to work together, but he was coming, Jeremy, a guy named Jeremy from Parham, Langford, Jeremy. And he was going to town and I was walking, going to Spugu's. And I flagged him down even though he was going the opposite way, you know? I just wanted to talk to somebody. So I said, man, Jeremy, man, I think this is the last day.
So we say he was coming to town.
Yeah.
You're going so.
Yeah.
You flag him down.
I flagged him down, Mr. John. I'm not kidding you. I was so frustrated that evening.
Yes,
I flagged him down, and he stopped. And I said, man, Jeremy, man, I done with this practice business. As I was going to Rising Sun, you know,
Right.
to practice. And he said to me, don't give up, man, you know. The hard work that you put in the darkness, it's going to come out in the light.
Right,
But look, he didn't know how much those words meant to me at that time. I'm telling. That's the reason why I continued. And I'm telling you, I continue, and then I got played for Rising Sun. Then I made the Antigua team the first time, because when they were going to pick the team for Antigua, I was listening to the radio that evening. And when I heard my name called, the first person that I remembered at that time was Jeremy. He said, boy, whatever work you put in darkness is going to come out in light. And it was so
But John, it's strange, you know,
Yeah.
because what you should mention, in those days, you know, the Andy Robinson guys, that stop practice at 5 o'clock to catch a bus, and the bus went in after 6 o'clock, you know. So those days, there was no transportation to get you home.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those are the days that if you're really serious, but Ulysses, he get picked from practice. Because what happened, John, selectors to come watch Rising Sun practice. And he performed so well in practice, they don't fall in love with him already. Serious thing.
But you see, you know, Mr. John, before I'm going to give you something, man. Look, playing against these guys, I'm going to 1 year, right? We didn't play any cricket in Newfield, simply because it was like 6 of us always fix the wicket, cut the grass, do everything. And then this year, 1 year, we said, boy, look, we're going to leave it for somebody else, a group of other guys, you know? Boy, that was the biggest mistake, really. so time came that nobody fixed the wicket. And the time passed to get the registration going.
Right.
So I said, man, a whole year without cricket? So I decided, man, I'm going to join some team, but I know I'm not going to Willikers and I'm not going to Freetown because...
Why?
Those are all rivals.
No way I could play for those teams.
No, but why y'all come play for come on?
Yo, look, you know message Willie get sent over to us. One week, they say, don't worry, come, just send the points. they make Freetown declare for 17. Four Freetown man not down. And then Freetown declare for 17.
Oh, I think I heard that story.
They send and tell us,
The second innings we're talking about now.
don't let it come.
They declare in the second innings, no, nobody else
So
wanted
no
it
field.
back.
Don't come over. Just send the points over.
So we were supposed to play them the next week, right? So everybody talking about this Newton dog, yeah? This guy was a beast from the east at that time, right? He's the guy that hit the guys at them down at Freetown. So every day they're sending all kind of messages. even when our mothers go to town, they're sending messages.
I was just going to ask you how we get to these messages because there was no Facebook, there was no...
No,
Newfield. Anytime you for Newfield, tell them guys don't come over. Just send the point.
Tell them up. we know you guys are scared. And don't worry, because if you guys scared, just post over the pipe.
You know what I'm doing again? When we started the game, right? They win the toss and put us into bat. Or open bat. The first ball, open bat. Finger bunks or he do like that. Get caught, right? So now look at me and tell me, Casayogo, I say, yeah boy, ask me about 2 more times. I say, if now you ask me 1 more time, we're gonna make you go back, Jack.
He was the number 3 batsman at the time. I was captain, so in order for him to get a play, because I had to drop down one.
Right.
Because he likes the ball come on quicker. I didn't want to let him bat with spinners coming in.
Right.
You know, because I can handle the spin, but he can play the pace
Much better.
than the spin.
Right.
So I put him over 3. But because that particular game, because everything was so hot, I look at him and he was sharp. And I tried for him. I said, Casa, think you can handle it? Because I had a part of my. Yes. Because you know what I mean. I'm more experienced. So he said, yeah man, I'm going. I'm got to. I don't know if he was, you know what I mean.
I say in my mind, if I was to 1 more time, boy, you know what happened? I beat the guy on the ball. He stopped playing cricket.
No, he retired for 2 after that game.
After the game, he retired. No, he said nobody ever beat him like that in the cricket.
But before you went in, what was your feeling? Were you scared?
Well, you know, I had to go with fear. I didn't go with no fear. I just said, look, you know what? I'm just going to watch the ball and just play as you know what I mean. And then the first ball he bowled to me, he put a cover drive, and the second ball a back drive in, right? The last ball he bowled me, I mean hit him on bunk, he bunks. But we don't know he covered the bouncer. But time you see he do so extend the arm in the air. So he don't cross him long time. I mean hit the ball on Cape Field. The game stopped for about 2 hours.
I'm telling you, that's the best.
It's 2 hours.
2 hours.
No, that's not long, but the ball was lost. All the way to, I'm serious. Look, I got in. It was about in the space of about 3 balls. We found ourselves inside the middle because the 2 opening batsmen they gone.
So me he in the wicket.
We stayed here forever.
But Taddy, you heard what he just said. From time he saw the arm go up.
Extend, but try to see the ball go, and he extend the arm. I don't know what's coming.
It's coming the bouncer.
You know what I mean?
So you just set yourself.
I set myself, done ready for it. When I play the ball, we'll win. So
Ulysses, when you would have saw that would have eased your nerve, or you didn't have any nerve going in against?
No, well, I was a captain, you know, so even if I had nerves, you couldn't show it. You know what I'm saying? Because we started very small. We were kids when we took over the club. We were very young. We didn't even have money to buy gears. It was a gentleman Brown, not Ludolph, Plefford Brown. He was our teacher at school, right?
Okay.
And he bought all the gears for us and just drop it at the park. Look, sometimes we used to struggle to get balls, you know. So most of the times we used to, anytime we win the toss, we used to bat first. Because that will most likely to just use 1 ball. Because sometimes we don't have 2 balls, you know. So, but every time we don't have a ball, we used to go to a gentleman named Espen Charles. I think this guy used to just buy the balls and just keep it at home because you know that we don't have nothing. So, and every time I go to him, I say, Tanny, I used to call him Tanny. He said, Tanny boy, we don't have any balls. You just go straight to the house, bring a new ball.
Yes.
Give it to, look, I can't forget these guys, man. These guys help a lot.
Now, speaking of that experience, you know, with them sending those threats and then now going there. Where was that game played?
At Willie Keys, right at Willie Keys. So we had to go over.
How I left Willie Keys?
Eh?
I left Willie Keys good. I didn't bang I have.
No, man. They make a whole lot of nice.
We never scare the Wilkies. We never scare the Wilkies. Fighting or never.
We never scared of nobody.
Nobody.
But you see, we used to get a lot of smack from them because with the location, Newfield is a very small village, and it's all the way down.
Right.
And we're smack in the middle of 2 big villages, Freetown and Willikes. And
Freetown is a big village.
a whole lot bigger than Newfield.
I guess in comparative to
I'm talking about the size, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So Willie kids, they're big, Freetown big. We are small, and especially Freetown. These guys just say, man, you guys down in a hole. And if a lot of water fall here, we got to jump. So when we're playing cricket against each other, man, we
just think,
like, but I have a lot of friends here, you know, we are White and Sammy Nat and all these guys. These guys are my good friends, but these guys used to give us a whole lot of talk, man, you know.
Just to throw you off.
Well, that is one of the things that we have highlighted quite a lot here. While the competition was fierce,
Oh yeah, real friends.
the
Comedy.
camaraderie, the relationships that
Yeah,
were built,
you
the
make friends.
bridges.
Up to now, you're still friends.
Yeah,
with these
that's something
Yes.
that is seriously highlighted.
guys.
I could have missed. I know I stepped out a bit, but I just want to go back a bit into the community itself. Playing for Newfield. What Newfield is? We say it's a small village. So
Very small.
how did you get your team? Did you have enough people? Did
Oh
you
yeah,
import?
no, we had no import. You kidding me? We used to have a whole lot of guys. No matter how small they were, they could play cricket, man.
You
You
have
can't
to
get
put
them
them
to play
together
no
to play.
football, but cricket, they could be 9, 10. These guys coming. Look, guys used to look at the post because every Friday afternoon
To put the name on the
we used
post.
to put the names on the
that
post.
too?
Yes.
Yeah, we used to have the names
Name
every Friday.
Friday, put them
Guys
on the
used
post.
to read and weep when they don't see the name. But no, serious.
You go there. When you make the noise this week. You know you can jump.
My God, you see that? They're making the name of the name.
Yeah.
You know you can jump with a streak or something.
Guys wishing that somebody don't make no noise this week so they could see the name and that. Man, John, we used to have.
A lot of young guys who knew play cricket at that
Look,
time.
I think I started playing for Newfield when I was about 12, 13, right? I started playing for school even younger, you know? So I've been around, even when I was 15, I was like playing for forever.
You're already matured in the game.
Yeah, so they always make me be captain because I was playing longer than, at that level than
Right,
the
right,
other
Exactly.
guys.
See, so you said a while ago. That's what I've been advocating here for the longest while. We introduced primary school cricket.
Yeah, I started primary
Started
school.
at a younger age.
Yes.
Yeah,
Get the feeling.
Yeah.
Get the feeling in the cricket. You know?
So playing against you, but you have a feel for cricket early. And then if you're from the village or community close by, you can go practice with the big guys if you have the confidence
Yes.
and competence. You understand, John? But get the feel early.
Early.
The cricket feeling early. You know, I've been advocating for that for the longest while. Start primary school cricket.
They need to
But
bring that
in
back.
primary school, I never liked to play against PhD. People used to have 2 teachers. You can't out these guys, man. I'm telling you. And then after a while, they had to cut it down to 2 because you can't be privileged. Because 2 teachers could play with it.
Right.
But then learn that you're a gate.
Yes,
Back
we
in the
took
guys
over,
for
yeah.
the year.
Drop it down to 1. So.
No, I heard you talk about the football. I heard you said that your mom didn't want you to play.
Oh, they always think you're going to break you.
No parents want
No parents in the village.
to play football.
But with cricket, you can play all the time. But for football, some reason, you're going to get hurt. You know what I mean? Like you can't get hurt.
It's physical,
in
is
cricket.
it? Because
I told about that here. My grandma was carrying me Edward Ward House. You know, just showing people the Brockfoot up in the air. And say,
they keep out the football field.
Yes.
say football for you. Say your Brockfoot going to hear from months with foot up in the air.
Yeah, they don't want you to
Sorry.
play football.
What was the community spirit like when Newfield was playing
Oh, miss. At home?
at home? Let's start at home.
I can give you one. We used to have a gentleman. He said, "No Hawaii." When you hear he showed that from the thing back there, you know that you're playing wrong stroke. No Hawaii. You know you're gonna
Right.
You gonna hear he say, "No Hawaii." No, that means take your time.
Yeah.
And he used to do it often to us, and we learned from that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and again, the guys, all the older folks, always behind us.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people used to be on that
Yes.
field, man.
Do you feel that followers?
I'm telling you, a lot of followers. Look, I'm telling you, sometimes when we lose a game, the boss, sometimes we used to tell the boss, chop us off way over. For real? Yes. I'm serious. Because when they don't hear the horn, they know when they hear the horn, you know what I mean? They hear it, so they're coming out, yeah. But when we're coming in silently, you know. So sometimes I used to let them drop me out of that, and then up the hill and sneak in and sneak around.
And they used to wait for that. They used to wait for the horn every Sunday.
Yeah.
They used to wait to hear the horn coming in. We win.
You know, a couple of families, especially the one who's my Eston guy, his family used to follow the team a lot. Same Charles, man. And then there's Mr. Brown, then there's the
Anthony,
the Mason guy, the young Benjamin guy, Kai Benjamin, mother and them, grandmother and so. And the aunt. So she had a dad who's a surgeon at hospital now.
Yeah.
They used to be there finding new field all over the place.
Look, my mother used to be there. Look, the thing is with my mother now, when we lose, she always be cursing, man. Look, you're gonna wash your white clothes today, because you always green, and still come on lose. Your clothes always be the dirtiest one, and you mean you come home when you lose a game? I said, no, it's not me alone, it's everybody. You know what I mean? So John, so I have to be winning so that she can wash her clothes for me. You know what I'm saying? So John?
No, you speak about Freetown and the Willikies in terms of that fierce rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Was there any other team that you would have really licked your chops for looking forward to in terms of
Well,
competitive?
you really don't want to lose, no, Mr. John. But when you're playing against these guys, man, you look, doubly you don't want to lose, because at Willikies I have a guy named Chester. That's my best partner of the team. But this guy have so much mouth. And
He might be listening to you now.
he's my partner. I'm telling you, man, he's one of my best partner. But this guy used to give so much talks, man. So you don't want to lose with these guys, and then you have to hear it all week. You know what I'm saying, Mr. John? So that's the problem.
But what about Bethesda? Any other rivalry with Bethesda?
Not too much, you know.
Okay.
No.
We used to
But
play
they
against-
were nearby too, but
Yeah, but they were in, most of the thing they were in a different zone.
So, yeah,
They used to play
yeah.
against Liberta and stuff like that more often than us, you know.
but I know with the kids and Frito rivalry was big. I know that for a fact.
Well,
When
I know.
Frito with the kids, I knew if he meet John, a boss with the people shop as well.
Yeah, it was.
Big Boston beat in Sunday time and so, especially the playoffs and John. It's serious rivalry and John, in the joke business.
What I can say about Bethesda, growing up, playing against Bethesda school, we couldn't win. Whether football or cricket. They used to have this guy, umpire the game, teacher guy, Samuel. Oh, you can't win Bethesda in Bethesda. No matter what you do, you can't win.
Oh, wait, use this. That reminds me of Sinkers. I don't think he plays Sinkers. He sings umpires.
Oh, right.
John, he can tell you the story. Sinkers umpire time I play down there now. He take a catch and put the ball in pocket team man out. And he started celebrating umpire now. What would he? Remember that he was this?
Yeah, this guy. You know, it's not saying it's alone, because I got some outs at home too, so I don't know, man. That game, the first game that the Parish League game against the national team.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was one of the worst LBW I got. Mr. John, they pick a Parish League team to play against the Antigua team. He was a wicket keeper.
We give you which side?
Well, Antigua national team.
Antigua national
and
team.
I was playing against them.
Okay.
The Parish League against the national team.
I have to rudely interrupt because this is thing on my mind. A gentleman was here last week. I don't even know of the story.
No.
And he said the name is Ramnaris.
Yeah.
And you run Taddy in recreation ground. You're privileged to that experience?
No, I don't really.
No.
What can I say something?
Look, Taddy, I don't have to.
No, I really don't want to say something.
Yeah.
I have to go to a fire this week. I forgot to mention to John. When I went to a fire this week, and it's world which is sitting in the gallery. And tell John, he's so missing. One is so slow as a spin ball. He couldn't run anybody.
Yeah.
That is saying guy bang up in New York in 1983.
Ram the right.
Ram the waist.
Yeah, man, I know
Bang, bang, the last
Ram
by
the waist.
the next 7 is about 12 balls.
Yeah, I remember him, man.
Slow boy, he can't bowl 5
No, he's not a fast bowler.
That's nonsense. Oh, this is nonsense. See, John didn't solve what we're talking about.
Yeah, let me continue with you. Yeah. So I was playing against this team, and I was hitting the ball, all over the place. So I was about 70 something, about 80, right? When the first ball, the ball played into my pad, and the guy gave me LBW, because
Yes.
And John, I'm telling you, is the worst feeling I ever got. When I passed the umpire, he said to me like this: "You must think we gonna make any countryman come at town." And I tell you, I was hurt more by the words than the LBW.
You know, I was going to lead into that because I had to step outside a bit, but I was hearing you speaking about a lot about coming and playing for Rising Sun.
Yeah.
So I was going to lead to the question to ask you if you were under that era when it was very difficult for a country guy to play in the.
John, I'm telling you, bro. Look,
Let's say Taddy been part of the hierarchy.
it could be. It could be Mr. John. Well, the time when they gave me LBW, he was a wicket keeper.
He appealed?
No, he said, but that's not all. He actually said I was
Okay. That could be that.
He said that was all. But after I had to pass the umpire, and he said to me, "You think we can make any countryman come at town, come make sense?" I was so hurt by those words.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
that-
So I said to myself, I would never come back to town to play another cricket game now. I'm serious. I didn't want to have anything to do with coming to town to play. But this guy came after a year after or something.
The same year.
And the same year later down, couple months.
The Christmas there.
Come in Newfield, Barry, and he said, "Come and play for me." I said, "Boy, I really don't want to play no cricket in town now." I didn't really want to go, to be honest. He came a couple of times now, maybe about, how many times he came up there? About 2 times. And then I asked a friend of mine, Ablo, Liebert. I said, "Liebert, boy, wait till this guy." Yeah. Say, this guys keep coming, coming. And he said, "Man, just take a try, man. If they don't give you no play, just come home and play, because you can make the team."
Right.
So that's when I went,
But let's speak a little bit about the challenges that you would have had, and Gordon, you can come in also coming from the if you want to say the rural area.
Yeah.
How challenging was it to get that recognition locally in terms of the whole cricketing structure?
Well, honestly, Mr. John, I moved so fast that I didn't have time to. I'm serious. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, luckily for me, I played the same year that I played for Rising Sun is the same year that I made Antigua team. But tell you a little about that. The first game, we were playing in Antigua, and they made me 12 man. I was 12 man, and the crowd wasn't having it. I'm telling you, I never seen nothing like that. These guys were like demonstrating. They were making loud noises, saying, "Boy, come on, come out the field." Because every time I go out with the water car, I used to hear, "Man, boy, where you going? Just come on." And a lot of people got up and walked off and went out the park now. So the thing is now, I say, man, I didn't have a problem being 12 man, because I've been 12 man for so many. I usually be the smallest guy.
Right.
So I know how 12 man business go. I didn't have a problem, but I guess that the people from the country, they were
really
tired.
wanted to get that.
Yeah, they were tired of country people coming and not getting no play. You know what I'm saying? So they were really having it. So the next game, we went to St. Kitts to play a game, right? To play the second game. I was wondering if they're going to pick me because of the
reaction.
The reaction of the crowd.
Right.
So, but they did. But what happened now? The night before the cricket game, before the game, a player came up to me. I didn't know. I only, used to listen to these guys play. The only guy I knew at the time was Taddy, because he was the captain for Rising Sun, and that was only, I knew Taddy like maybe a couple of months, But he was on the team. But a guy came up to me and said, Lawrence pulled me aside and said, "Come, I want to tell you something, but don't tell anybody." I'm wondering, what this guy want to say to me, So he said, "No, they're going to give you a play tomorrow, but they're hoping that you fail because of the I'm saying, Mr. John, he said, look, you going to play. The guy knew everything. He said, you're going to play, and where the Sinak is going to be 12 man. I'm wondering, how this guy know all this information? You know, but he was, you know. So I'm telling you, it was the longest night I ever had. I couldn't sleep. And I'm a man, nobody can sleep more than me. You know what I mean? As hard as you see me play the game, I can sleep harder than that.
So
and I couldn't sleep, Mr. John.
You were excited?
No! I wasn't excited. I was saying, but I didn't even play a game yet and these guys want me to fail.
Okay. You're looking at it from that angle.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
No, well, I mean, I tell you anything to do with that. Eh?
oh, you see, you
We complete the fifth law.
John. The question is, as I said, ludicrous. If we go for the man in new field, get him on the team, how we go on to get jump? That doesn't make any sense, John. I was the one who went.
Stranger things have happened, Teddy.
No, John, that was my guy. Anyway, that's my guy.
I don't think, because you know why? I didn't even have a bat. When, I'm telling you, I couldn't even afford a bat. Because I'm accustomed to play with clubs and, you know, you pay your money and
the club
so
provides.
I thought, well, playing for Antigua, they had wood in the gears, you know what I mean? so, okay, I'm going to continue. They said, you know, they gave me the game when I went there. So they say, oh, we made one change. Sinak out, Lawrence in. I said, the guy know what he's saying, you know what I mean? So and it's the highest I ever batted for Antigua. They put me up about 5 or 6, way up. I say, yeah, they're trying to get rid of me, is right. But I held up, we didn't make much runs. They out us for about 100 and something, and I made 40 something. I batted until, I don't know if I was the last man out or I batted not out.
Okay.
And 40 something was the top score, and that was mine.
Well, they can't drop you.
I was hoping, but the second innings, the first ball I got, down the leg side, tried to play ball. How is gone, Mr. John? LB, I said, oh my Lord, I wanted that 40 good enough.
That was like a shit.
But I got a few wickets and I took some catches and stuff like that. So the next game, they did pick me, and I never looked back. I made a century. Me and Enoch stayed in there, make 100 and something, and Enoch made 200 and something.
Okay.
But I tell you, John, so the same match that you was talking about, those umpires down there were vicious.
Oh my
It's,
Lord.
the umpires square, get the crowd talking to people and so on. So you don't have a chance against the guys, John. You know, they're over thief. You know what I mean, John? So, like, I remember when we went to Stacia, 75, you mentioned to Ulysses and the guys, because Stacia umpire very thief, you know. And I said to them, look, if I can overcome Stacia, no better word thief than them, I can survive any other umpire. You remember the Ulysses?
I remember station. I remember
John, we gave Station was a 40 something to win. How would you get to use this?
How much did you want?
We gave a 40 something to win. 2 of the match, Station.
Yeah.
You and Glenn Farrs bowl them out.
I remember we won the game.
Yeah, over 20 something.
Yeah.
You and Glenn Farrs. But one of the guys got caught, slip, finger busting, now move. They're so thief.
Yeah, they didn't want to lose the game.
Ulysses comes real tight ball and can't make no runs. So we experienced some real thief in umpires, John. When you play against them, man, the thief in the middle until you get it up.
No, but even in the villages, you get so much. Look, as long as you're the better batsman for the opposition, this guy's going to find a way to shave you. So you know, yeah, you go in the village. So I used to have a friend of mine. I'm telling you, that guy had more confidence in me than myself. Blue. Remember my?
Yeah, I know, Blue.
Look, this guy. Every time we went to a village, this guy used to say, "Hey, see him. He's gonna kill you." I used to say, "Man, Blue, hush, please, man. This guy's gonna give me a job. You can hush him, man. He just keep talking, man." I'm telling you, that guy is my best. That guy motivated me more than anybody else in the world.
Gordon, from your perspective, what were some of the challenges you felt, coming from the rural village in terms of the?
Well, some of the challenges that we face in Sam because we were from country, right? Because I remember one year, Newfield one came first, and because Gene Gould was the captain of the Antigua team, they didn't bring Newfield up. They said they can't.
They can't decide that.
No, it's not Gene Gould. It's the thing Antigua Association. They said they can't jump out Jingle from thing. They have to let him come back.
About Villa.
Villa. They can't about Villa, right? So no, we have to stay back another year again because of that.
I don't know the story of that. You know?
So that
You heard about that story, Taddy?
I never heard of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know of it. You know, what year was that?
was what? Just before you left.
Well, that couldn't happen. There was no policy like that. When 1990 the stars over there, we had the second division, the first division. Before that, if the team that performing very well over a period of time, they get to the U. Over a period of 3 years and so, if you can't field team or so. But there's no policy for relegating team. They never had a policy at all, so that's erroneous.
That was early. Parish League.
Never had no.
We get that.
They never had a policy like that to move up team.
You could call anybody else for Newfield.
They never had no position like that. God, I know it for a fact. In 1990 they started something like that. When like Newfield and Willie Keys and so went to the first class. Then with the relegation moved on. What even like Bowen and say, if you don't perform well, you police so. If you can't feel that they relegate you, they get you, throw you out the bring a Parish League team doing well. But there's never a policy like that. So they say because Jingo in the village.
Check back in 1973, 1974.
I think they had a policy. I think they had a policy. The last team for the first class.
There's never policy like
drop
that.
out and the other one come up.
Never policy like
That
that.
was simple. 1973, 1974.
They never policy like that. Me, the same to me, going to never know.
Tari, I'm telling you, that happened.
God, they never policy like that.
The team that came in last, drop out.
Hey,
Okay? And then the team that come first in the Parish League always come up.
Hey,
Okay?
that was
our
Let me
year.
ask you a question. Because you usually played Rising Sun, 1975. I played Rising Sun about 1970. And during the time when there was 6 first class teams that all of the 1980 and so, 90 something. No team had up and down nonsense. They never had that.
Tari,
They
that
never had that.
was the thing.
I can tell you what.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a little break on that note before we go.
That ever existed.
Oh, sorry. When I said it was Archibald, the name is
team with Andrew Robinson, so.
the fast bowler we were talking about. Taddy is Anderson Phillips. Sorry, we had the wrong name when we were saying about Archibald. And Tony Lou, the last update we have here: 263 for 7. Reefer made 100. Reefer is 106 not out. And
Well, the Reefers are one the guy. Who is he?
Raymond Reefer. Yeah, that's all.
The
The
left hand made up here, Sweetie Bowler. That's the guy.
guy that make 106 runs.
That's the Sweetie Bowler guy. When you see them get hey, don't say something.
AP, one second, Taddy. AP, I haven't seen or heard from you in a long time. But now we have 2 Newfield man. You're coming on and say 2 great Newfield man. But good to have you, AP. It's nice to have you here.
Hey, John, can you say something? Can you tell them about something we forget, you know? You know what I mean? What do you used to meet in the wicket? We used to like, I'm going to bang the Sweetie boys and so on. That kind of conversation yourself, you know. You know what I mean, John? And then my special play vacation where the pitch so good. You just bang them jokey man, man.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking. For all of your banking and connectivity needs, be sure to check them out. All your financial needs, be sure to check them out at ACB Caribbean. They will take good care of you. 43 years. Well, I think this should be the 44th year.
This year, yeah.
44 year. Working with the Parish League circuit, and so we are really eternally grateful for their continued contribution towards the Parish League circuit. Digicel, bigger, better network for all of your internet and data needs. Be sure to check them out there at Digicel. Plumbing Electrical Limited, with a wide assortment of plumbing electrical fittings, whether your needs are retail or wholesale. You can check them out there at Plumbing Electrical Limited, PEL for short, just on the connection of Potters and Herbert's Village. You see them to the east there. That looks like, I'm not good with color, so it could be mauve or it could be purple building right there. Zen Body and Skincare, enhancing your natural beauty. Distributor of Black Girl Sunscreen, made by women of color for people of color. A sunscreen for everyday use. Zen Body and Skincare. They're located at Ways Estate, east of Pickett's, north of the Social Security Housing Scheme, and you could reach them at 779-4846. Cool and Smooth for all of your sporting accessories. All the sporting events are coming back now, so we know you're going to need uniforms, so be sure to check them out there. Cool and Smooth, and Amir and his team will take good care of you. Pine Hill Juice, a wide variety of flavors and sizes, providing the most exotic taste. It's Pine Hill Juice, and you can get that right there from Hutchinson Wholesale on this Sydney Walling Highway. Blue Mountain Water, the most refreshing and thirst-quenching water on the island. It must be Blue Mountain Water, and that is distributed by Mega Distributors on the American Road. All right, so we want to say thanks again to all our contributors. And feel free, guys, if you want to make a contribution to us, we will really welcome that. As you know, our network is going, the Community Sports Network. That is our rebranding for our network, and definitely we'll be doing a show exclusively just to highlight our progress and where we're going, and so that everyone can be on board. And who do we have coming in here? Oh, Carol Martin. Carol, oh, you're all the way watching from Las Vegas. Good to have you there, Taddy. And Taddy Alman say you forget to send him the Zoom link. If you look on the screen, the Zoom link should be coming up there. Technician, it's on the screen. So I think you should be able to get the Zoom link right from there, Taddy.
John, let's not forget, I should have mentioned earlier, we should be going live at the amusement park on Sunday.
Should we go in where, sorry?
Amusement park on Sunday live. This is Milton and Tony White. Tony White having the flea market and Tony White to this amusement park.
Okay.
So, you know, in the Parish League, the community, it's the community stuff and networking, you know, and Milton starting something called archery soon.
No problem. Sounding good there.
So I want to big him up now. We're going to lives, Mark, Arden, and the gang. You know, so hey, Milton parachute man, Tony White the parachute man. Tony White was the first parachute tour to St. Croix, 1980. Ulysses was the first tour to New York.
Oh yeah.
1983.
I remember that very well.
Well, now that Taddy mentioned, speak a little bit about that experience. What was that like for you on that tour?
Oh, it was good, man. I enjoyed that because you had a lot of, you know, it was mixed. You had some experienced guys with some younger guys. So, yeah, it was very good.
I want to, John, I can mention it now. We beat also with people on the tour. Out of Philadelphia, like Cyprus, test against some American guys, one in a man. But the thing is, John, our tour complete. We finished the tour complete, all the match done. And guess what? Nah, special match, I don't want to beat us bad.
Yeah, we didn't
so they bring in all kind of guys who jump me. They say we have no race now. If guy and so they're playing in America, they bring them in to beat us up.
Look,
but guess what happened? And the worst defeat again. It's a combine, like a combine West Indies team out of the Caribbean to play against Parish League. Open bats, which was Mark Bowers, to put out a 200 partnership.
Yeah.
They use his finisher touches. It's almost 7, about 20
I
something
remember that game.
But still, well, I'm a little phone, so I'm boy behind you a little bit. Seriously, John.
Ulysses, I want to ask you a question because, and I want you to relate to your personal experience. One of the challenges we see with our present day players is they may look good at this level, and then when it's the stepping up, when you start to step up, whether it be from school to the community, to first class, to Antigua, to Leeward Islands, you start to see a disparity in their performances. What was it like for you? You know, as you said, you started from young, and then you had to go through the ranks. You know, even leaving from playing for Newfield and coming and playing for Rising Sun, playing for Antigua. How did you handle those progression?
Well, first of all, look, when I left Newfield, Mr. John, I was like, I learned about 95% of my game from my village. You know what I mean? So it's like ready for the challenge. But then when you meet, you know, the difference is you're going to meet better guys as you go, as you step up the ladder, right? You just have to apply yourself. You learn quick.
You have somebody in Zoom? Just a second, Ulysses. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to Talking Parish League.
Good afternoon, OJ Steele.
OJ?
Steve.
Are we hearing you? Steve, is your mic on?
Steel.
Yeah, my mic is on. I'm hearing you.
Steel.
The fast bowler?
Yes, fast bowler.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Talking Parish League. I've heard your name so much. How are you?
Good afternoon.
The fearsome two of the Ambrose partner.
Yeah.
Huh? Say it again?
I'll tell you, young man used to play with Ambrose with some sweets.
Oh, Taddy, yeah. Yes, Taddy, what's up?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You used to be the hit man, knock down plenty people.
Yeah, that was the good old days, yeah. Some things, I'm tuning to listen to Ulysses on Way on the Shasa. With the sisters on the thing.
Were you in the castle too?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew from up here, I didn't know from home. But I met him since since I came up here.
Okay.
That's when I met him.
If you don't mind asking where you now, Steve?
I'm in Jersey City, New Jersey.
New Jersey, okay. Well, I see you well dressed up like the place cold.
Yeah, I just came from outside. It's chilly. It's not too bad, but just the wind makes it really terrible.
We sent some sunshine for you, don't worry. But
What if the sun is shining? I must say the sun is shining brightly. But the temperature is low, you know.
well, quickly, Steve, just tell us a little bit, and yes, we are speaking with Ulysses, but just maybe for 2-3 minutes, just tell us about your little experience bowling in tandem with Curtly Ambrose, I understand.
Well, we have a show with him Curtly soon.
You're going to show with him Curtly?
Yes.
Okay, the tandem.
I'm just tuning in to listen to something. I'm just a listener.
Oh, I thought you were calling it to maybe make a contribution. All right, well, if you're going to listen, no problem. Well, we'll stick with Ulysses right here. But if anything you want to say, you can say it quickly as we move on with Ulysses.
No, well, those days, those were really good old days. That's why cricket was cricket, you know. When CB and I was bowling a new ball, as Toddy said, was the face on the top. I don't think you will find a better two. There were other guys who were complimentary, but CB and I were probably maybe the two of the better known fast bowlers back in those days.
But you never won Ulysses, man?
Unfortunately, I don't think I will play against Ulysses, you know.
So you didn't put no bad for you then?
No. I didn't get to bounce him. So that's a good guy, man. That's a good buddy, Ulysses, you know.
He say catching the old days.
You know what I mean?
Say catching the old days. Say they catch when they're young. You say
If they catch seven, well, young or old, seven, we wouldn't be able to handle, man. They wouldn't be able to handle the speed.
Yeah, man. But so putting the show together, you're Curtly, so you can talk about the Express and Sweets and Parish League and that sort of thing. You know, this is what the network is for.
But you spoke to him, Teddy. Did you get to speak to Andy?
Not yet.
Yeah, he told him to expect a call from you.
Yeah, he can call him, man. Don't worry, you have his numbers.
Okay.
I can even go look for
Alright, Ulysses, I'm sorry, I don't want to steal your thunder. I just thought that was just to listen, you know?
Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Anytime.
we happy to see you. And
Look at this, look how to see you. A connection with Antigua. You both of us live up here, they came running to you no place, man. You've been hiding.
Hey, you know, it's COVID time, so we can't even get together as usual.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You see, still, this is what the Community Sports Network does. It brings that linkage, brings you back into connection with people who you would have lost contact with for many, many years.
Yes. I have a question for you. What's your name again? Taddy told me right now I'm joining black.
Pardon me?
What's your name again, the host?
Oh, my name is Leroy John Baptist.
Leroy John Baptist.
You used to play?
No, the man is speaking
Okay, Taddy, a softball guy.
Ulysses, where you started? That's at the softball field? I did pass. I played for PM a couple of games, and that was my greatest claim to fame in hardball. And that was it.
Listen, I'm not seeing nobody, I've only seen myself. What's going on? Something wrong with the screen? Okay, no. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's the second? That one's seeing everything. Seven.
Yes, sir. Everything good.
See?
That's good. TR in there.
These guys, eh?
All right, guys, go ahead. I'll just listen now. You can continue the conversation. I'll just be a listener.
Okay, Steve. Good to see you, bro.
All right, nice seeing you, Ulysses.
All right.
Ulysses, you were speaking about, I think you spoke about the commitment and the dedication to graduate for the different levels.
Well, yeah, as you know, like anything else, the higher class you go in, the work get harder, right? So you just have to apply yourself, man. You can't expect to just stay with what you have. You have to improve on your game, you know.
No, you would have played for Antigua and then eventually for the Leeward Islands.
And Combined Islands
You played for Combined Islands also?
for a lot of years.
Okay. Now, you talk about the politics in Antigua cricket. You spoke about, coming from the country. What was it like, moving now to Leeward Islands, Combine Islands? Did you feel that welcoming spirit, or was it very competitive?
It was
cutthroat?
competitive, especially Leeward Islands was good, but Combine Islands was one of the worst teams because it was so mixed with so many different people. And at that time, a lot of guys came from the Windward Islands, right? And it was, you couldn't feel the, you couldn't feel the togetherness. Sometimes these guys just talk in the different language. And like they're talking about you know what I mean? And you didn't feel...
You didn't feel comfortable?
No, you did. But then after a while, after there for some years, actually the Leeward Islands had more people.
Right.
And you're accustomed to the guys from the Leeward Islands because you would play against them and you would play with them. So after a while, we became much better. That's when we won the tournament, when Combine Islands won the trophy. It was like only 3 guys were in the team from the Windward Islands. So we were more together, man. We were more together.
Who were some of the guys, well, if you want to say from the Leeward Islands, who were on that team, or even from Antigua, who was on that winning team?
On that team, it was myself, Enoch, Andy, Vivi. I think it was 4 of us from Antigua. There had some guys, Luther Kelly and Gishard and Shirley Williams, and I think James Harris from St. Kitts, Vance Amory, Parry
Your partner.
from Nevis. Who else? Oh, Ignatius Cade, he was a wicket keeper.
St. Lucia.
Yeah, and Irvin Shillingford, I think. Yeah, so the team was, you could feel the love, you know what I mean?
Okay,
but in the beginning, at first, man, it was tough to play.
Grayson Shipper didn't play the team.
No, not at that time.
Neither Narbot.
Neither Narbot, they were
Okay.
out at that time. Yeah.
Guys, we're going to look to wrap up shortly. But Taddy, not too long. We have to bring back Ulysses.
Well, if we can find him.
We have him now. We can't lose him. I just lost my train of thought. In that setting, your personal aspiration, did you feel close to getting to the West Indies
No, but
eyes at that time?
to be honest, Mr. John, I never really had that, that goal, say, playing cricket for a living, honestly.
Okay.
Because I just played because I just enjoy the game. Because I mostly, matter of fact, when I used to go away and play cricket, right, it used to cost me more money because most of the time when I get back to the airport, I have to pay my own taxi, go to Newfield. It was like...
Teddy, what kind of association that?
No, but most guys used to get, for some reason, they never want to pay my fare, go to Newfield because it's more. And sometimes you tell the taxi, go in Newfield, New who? And it was just...
John, they can't find Newfield.
We can't find Newfield.
It was too far. Yeah, they could get at least 3 trips closer to the city than to go all the way Newfield to get. So I tell them, man, I just stick to my trade and just play the cricket. I enjoy cricket. I love cricket, but I'm not one of the guys that say, hey, I want to play for West Indies and die for it. You know what I'm saying? If it happens, it happens. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't.
But Johnny Kerry called 1 year, he did extremely well anti-Leeward tournament, and they didn't pick him. So yeah, so what happened? They said, they pick a guy from Angola named Proctor, and he said, Anti got too much pick.
Yeah, it's fun. Mr. John, at the time, how could you put your heart about talking about playing for West Indies when these guys at your own home not treating you right?
Cherish you.
Yeah, you don't even know if they're going to drop it next week. And it's not because of performance, it's because of something else. You understand what I'm saying? So I really, too many people have that inspiration and then they get disappointed, and I really don't care about it.
Mr. Gordon, quickly going back into the village of Newfield, you guys said earlier you all had a good cadre of guys to play around. you want to call a couple of names who you felt maybe with the if they had the opportunity, the circumstances were different, their cricket game could have excelled to high heights?
Yes, Alvin Thomas. He was one of the good prospects in Newfield. A guy, Charlie Brown. He bat like baby. He's the only man I see can sweep the ball off here.
A joke,
Like,
Charlie, bro. My part is joke.
Charlie, you
bro.
know, he made some good
You know
contributions.
Charlie, bro.
that.
You know Charlie, right? You know Charlie too?
Yeah,
Charlie the liar.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
a liar.
Charlie, bro. My body that he can't bat nothing good, man.
Those two guys I believe.
but-
And so, this guy named Atlee Thomas.
Oh, yeah, he used to be.
That's
he
Alvin- that's
played
Alvin brother,
long
right?
before us, yeah.
Yes, he played down
Thomas,
the
brother.
He was really
Yes.
good,
You
yes.
see, that's
He
his
should
brother.
play for Antigua.
He could play
He
cricket.
played very well. I remember when I was going
Yeah.
down. So he played combined schools.
Yeah, he could play.
Yes.
First combined, he played combined
Before
schools.
he was
That's what it is.
ahead
Yeah.
of before us, you know.
Okay.
But you know who I think would be very good? Hilo. Hilo was one. Greg.
Good.
Fella Greg.
Which one the Greek guy?
He lived in.
St. Martin?
Yes.
Okay.
Why this guy used to make runs for Newfield a
And
lot.
you see, if Black had take a game more serious, he will follow his brother.
A lot of guys could play ball.
Black, he was, when he get into the wicket, he
Baseman
was,
used to be good too.
Yes.
Baseman used to make a lot of
Who's
runs.
this one again?
Alvin.
No more. He played Wellington too, you know. Alvin.
But Teddy, you know, I'm sorry, Mark, yeah, because you're similar like a Mark too. You just buy them and then go and fetch them. There you too. Yeah, you go for cost Mark, but you see him, right?
No, I didn't buy Alvin. But I went for Ulysses. And now this I Ulysses success. I didn't want to come.
No,
But I did go for Alvin when Alvin going to PA school.
Okay.
Played Wellington when he going to PA school. He had battery. St. Josie, two of them played with Wellington, then they go to news PA school. Young guys, you know.
guys were good.
Alvin actually played child too. Alvin played child one year.
I will make sure,
Alvin made child 1 year. I remember that. Alvin this play with PS, make like the one batting number 4. When he came right son, just Ulysses said, couldn't handle the spin. So I said, you can be open bat. I always say open, so I make a lot of ones. Serious thing.
Yeah, you see, you can tell because that's the same thing with Casa because Casa never liked the spin early. So I dropped myself down so he could come early.
Yeah.
And I angle the spin. You just, you know, when you have a team, you can look and, you know, what guys' strengths and, you know, the weaknesses. So you put them in the best position. To
But
so
that may be one of the things that's lacking in our cricket is being able to evaluate what is in front of us or anticipating what is coming because a lot of times, you know, we hear this word being used a lot, senseless cricket. So,
Senseless.
you know, meaning that we're not.
Nah, bat in the head.
And I think as
Yeah, I
Clive
think
Wright
the
said,
game.
90%
Yeah, I think
of the
the game.
game is played.
Yeah.
above the-
Mentally, he's mentally.
What Ulysses says, he uses focus long day, you know. I keep saying that to John. The higher the league, the more difficult it gets.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared for that.
Yeah, it's true. Because when you're playing guys on your own level, they might bowl 4 bad balls, 3 bad balls. When you go a little higher, Mr. John, you have to wish for 1, you know?
This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
You have to learn to bat. You have to find a way to get if you can't get a 4, you get a single. You get a 2. You know what I mean?
That is so correct.
This guy ain't giving me no.
John, every playing in Pakistan, the bad one they chose, they want to, when we ever get a bad ball. We ever get one.
No, seriously.
John, that's what Test cricket is all about.
it's
That's
just
what
like,
that's
John, it's just like in New York, I played for New Jersey, right? I used to play for New Jersey. And the biggest fear I had was this guy, Winter, from Jamaica.
I know where we went.
People-
He has some good players.
Look, he was the fastest bowler I ever faced. He's quick.
Right.
One time I was batting with this guy, Shawish, from Guyana. He used to open bat for Guyana. So we used, you know, I see the guy knock Shawish's helmet off his head. Helmet complete, and knock his helmet way off his head with a bouncer.
Raw pace.
Raw pace. Those was pace in those days. They don't have no pace now.
We're on the fast bowler now.
No.
But John, this is one of the man who's helped organize parachute tours in New York, New Jersey, and so.
Okay.
Yes, this is one of our go-to guy. This guy, the guy, brand body. That's why he's the ambassador.
That's
you
what
know?
Brand gave me, said,
The
look,
title, ambassador.
you're ambassador for life. Just to take care of the guys, man, when they come up and so on.
And that is important, and that is important because you know, a lot of guys, as you said, that exposure to that different environment, different talent level, it helps to shape your game as you go along. Because I'm sure when you would have left Newfield and come to Rising Sun, it would have been a little different setting for you.
Yeah, it was different, but I was well prepared. I used to have, look, I'm going to tell you about a guy from Newfield that is funny. A guy that we call Farky. This guy was just a freak of nature. This guy used to bowl leg break and googly when you never hear about leg break and googly. And I don't know where he learned it from. And he used to come and bowl in the afternoon because he never wanted to bat. He bring his own ball look, he used to mesmerize us so much that about 3/4 of the guys said they're not batting in because he's not a member. Just because I used to want to bat him, but I couldn't handle him. But I fight him. I'm just trying to figure out. It's the first time, Mr. John, I couldn't look on something and learn from it. Because I didn't know what he was doing. Sometimes the ball turned this way and then another time it turned this way.
All you have to on your front foot to him. So he hustled the ball onto you.
Yeah. And then I decided, look, I'm not going to make the ball drop. I'm getting deep because when it drop, I don't know where it's going. So that's where I learned to use my feet to spinners. This guy used to mesmerize us. I'm serious. I don't know where the guy learned it from.
But that's not unusual, you know.
Very unusual.
I can tell you why I say it's unusual. Okay, in the olden days, it's 7 spinners come from Parish League. See, Parish, you know how many spinners? Plenty of us, bowlers. So when you find a spinner of that quality in the village, you will see this fortunate to have that experience.
Yeah, and he not playing matches, not that.
I know.
We learn a lot.
Matches.
No, I beg him. I know how many times I beg him to come and play. Because he don't want to bat. He's not going to bat. He just want to bowl. It's the first time I ever asked somebody to show me something. I asked him, show me how you bowl the leg spin and the googly. And he started showing me. And I was trying. I couldn't get it. Eventually he said to me, look, Luther, dip your left shoulder a little lower when you want to bowl a googly and bring your right arm higher so it runs right over there. And by the first time I got it, Mr. John, I was so happy, man. So the funny thing, it's a good thing I learned that thing, because when I came to play in the city, I met Ellie Stevens, right? And he was a leg spin and googly bowler, and Sinap too. So when I saw them, I said, you know what, the first thing came to my mind in the park, he said, look for the shoulder dip. So I used to look for it from Ellie, and he used to do it. So I said, yeah, this is a googly. So I learned about 95% of my game right in my village.
But Taddy, and to our listeners, you know, and the youngsters need to listen to this, because all I'm hearing from you is just analyzing what is in front of him.
Oh yeah, you have to.
And he's saying, hey, I know I can't handle that when that ball pitch.
No.
His game was to get that.
Get to the pitch.
Get to the ball. That's how I
so he had a plan as to how he wanted to overcome.
Yeah,
and you know,
it's true, Mr. Jack. The guy used to mesmerize everybody. I'm serious.
John, they joke about it, John. You're the man afraid fast bowling, bouncing, so man afraid spin bowling.
Everybody feared this guy.
My team was spin bowling, right? I wasn't strong. So that's why I'll get out, because I want to hit the ball and I couldn't hit the ball over the top.
You couldn't clear the ball, Jay?
No. I was too small.
You depended on the pace to just.
But that's when I started to. I was so small, I couldn't hit a phone, Mr. Jack. I was so small. That's why they put me to open for the school and the village. They say, you know what, you can't hit no four. So I used to just flick it out my pass. That's what I couldn't hit four. I started so young, you know what I mean? So
no, but again with that, Taddy, again, it did show, because even sometimes I watch some of these youngsters and you could see they're struggling to try to play this power game. And you know, as these guys said, it's just a little deflection, just a little angle. And you know, these are things that, you know, I wish coaches sometimes, and I don't want to sound like I'm bashing coaches, you know, that they would pick up on and be able to teach the youngsters instead of trying to play this power game. You know, your power will come eventually.
You have to audition for IPL.
So John, don't let him get you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Don't let you torment you.
we've come to the end of another real fantastic show, and honestly, you know, somebody told me the other day, I don't remember what we were talking about, that they said, hey, we got to put another hour in the day. So instead of a 24-hour, 25, we have to put another hour on the show when we have guests like this, Daddy. It's really just, you know, really refreshing, and to hear the different viewpoints, and you know, again, I must agitate. Taddy, I hope that a lot of our videos can be just put in some kind of archive, because I think coaches can use some of these clips that are coming out here to really help these youngsters. I mean, you listen to Ulysses from 4, the smallest guy on the field.
Oh yeah, all the time.
You understand?
All the time.
You listen to Gordon, the fast bowler was coming in fast, but when the time he got in there, he conquered him. And you see, you know, it's just the little things. Sometimes we think it's the big things that needs to be done, but it's just a little thing. Analyzing the game. He realized he was a fieldsman and he was going all over, but he was analyzing the ball. So he grabbed those little techniques. He maybe did not understand what they were doing for him then.
No.
But as he matured, and he realized, okay, so, you know.
Yeah, you learn a lot from that.
So there's quite a lot that really can be learned, and I think, you know, Daddy, we have to give ourselves a little, you know, you shouldn't really pat yourself, but we have to give a little pat on our shoulder. I think the information that we're bringing out, I really believe it can be of some real good purpose to our youngsters growing up, and you know, just anyway. But as I said, every good thing must come to an end. And guys, remember, an invitation is open, and Taddy will tell you the date you're coming back.
John, those 2 guys don't live here, no. They're passing through.
Well, look, if we have a certain ticket for them to come back, we sign a ticket for them. But, so guys, we normally give you a little chance to, you know, give you a closing remark. So, Gordon, start with you as the opening batsman.
The ambassador.
You just step down to get you go up. So,
Well, guys, thanks for privilege to be here, talking to the folks and so on, and you know, we had a good time, and I hope that a lot of people learn something from what we said, especially the youngsters and so on. You know, have the courage for the cricket. I mean, and you can get on for that.
thank you. Ulysses?
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me, man. You know, good to see my old buddy again. Look, don't take him serious. But just ignore him, Mr. John.
When you're batting and you're keeping,
Yeah.
he just slid you.
When I was batting.
When you're batting.
We are the same team, John.
No,
Oh, you're on the same team.
I was-
Oh, okay. So you get to very.
Yeah. No, you don't get out of my nerves. It's very hard to get out of my nerves, Mr. John. I'm telling you, right? It's very
good,
hard.
that's good.
Yeah, so, but it's nice to be here, man. I always wanted to meet you, though. Every time I watch the show, I don't usually watch it live. I usually watch it after, you know, like later in the evening when I have relaxing time. I put it on and watch it. I keep saying, man, why Taddy don't give the guy a break? You know? I keep saying that. My wife said, hey, yo, this is my help. I said, man, Taddy needs to give my partner a break.
What was it?
So you're getting too excited.
She might be watching you later. You go ahead. I tell you what, John, I send this stuff information for your good buddies, Opal and Stead Green.
Right.
So I don't know if they're watching. His buddy Opal and Stead Green might be watching. They might see the Restream, you know what I mean, like what he does. But John, in closing, John, you know, I must tell you, you know what I mean, that's my buddy for a long time. Long guy and Selvin too. Long time. Long guarding time. You can't count the years. You know what I mean, John? But you say, he was since 1974 when he played with Parish League in case I'd take a team and that sort of thing. And they recognize the man with the potential. So I told Felix, you have to find him. I would get him to rise the sun. Unfortunately enough, I became captain. So he couldn't get dropped. Well, just like when he picked Selvin, I had to pick him. You know?
No. I put no, but Selvin could handle himself. This guy was good, man.
I mean, he did not take a pro too.
And nobody soup on him.
I tell you,
I think
John,
that's the super player in the world.
Oh, yeah.
John, I came call one match we played in St. Thomas, 1970 something, 76, 77. Playing in St. Thomas at Garden, Greenwich. and they went down there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Gary cut the ball, vicious ball to the goal. He was just throwing up. Can't believe he get caught.
It's the most US money I ever saw. That money from all over. Pushing money down the hey, I'm telling you, so I've never seen so. One playing inside that I give you money, you know what I mean?
So John, those things I remember, you know what I mean?
Right.
The fun days, you know, because he was a brilliant fielder. I remember one match we played in Munster to John, and he took a catch on the boundary. And I think recreation grounds, you know. And he run about, John, about 30, 40 yards, dive inches out of the ground.
That's recreation ground.
Recreation ground, man. He took that catch. And they went, no, you know, but it was a great catch again, John. The man took a hard and put in and catch his one tiger, John. You know what I mean? He win matches in fielding, bowling, batting. That's what the guy. And like I said, John, the top with effort, he used to give 150%. Not no 45 or 90, 100.
No.
The extra effort.
Teddy,
That's the kind of
that
guy.
sound like a catch I took in Liberta 1 year. Right? We played Liberta, and you went from going on the field, take a catch. And everybody was crying and said that I pick up the ball. Pick up the ball. And you know, they get so mad, they give us all the games. So we beat them.
No, we beat them in.
But John, I remember one match you played, you used to remember playing a match in 1978 in Montreal against Trinidad. And
Won the game.
won the game. It was to get to the finals. He was against Trinidad to get to the finals. And that was fights and fees I would last. I remember the crowd get kind of agitated and said, oh, anyway, it's Antigua on his team. So he was to knock off the game with edge, and then Diamond took the catch inches out of the ground after that man started out. But only for 170 something. And then we knocked out the guns easy. Kamash and Enoch put on a big partnership. You know, 80 something. It was cruise to the victory, you know. Okay, 50 overs. So they don't need to fly, you know what I mean? And, but those things I remember about USS, man, you know what I mean? He can fight you. And he don't give up. And that's the kind of guy you want in the field, John. He's not, so like you say, it's about winning. It's not about personal performance.
No,
It's about playing for the team.
You don't think about yourself.
You know what I mean, John? And that's the kind of memories I have playing with Ulysses, man. You want, hey, you got to give it an extra effort. But my last comment now, John, remember Sunday, we went to amusement park with Tony White and Free Market and Military Birmingham, this amusement park.
Oh,
So we go in there because we want to get into the culture side of things, John, the community culture stuff. You know, anything in the village, especially parish people, we get support.
Most definitely.
And John, my last thing is, Parish League has gone big time. We have Facebook and YouTube simultaneously having 2 programs, funeral and in the studio. So, John, we graduated.
Commendation to you, Taddy, and your thought.
John,
yeah, go ahead.
The first man I see cut a man for 6. This man here. First man I see. Made him back. He cut the guy from house top for 6 in front of his bull.
In Newfield?
Yes.
In Newfield feel small and tiny.
No, but all the upper grades. You know the house is upper grades.
In the bar,
That'll go for 6 anyway.
in the bar with 30 feet, in the bar,
John, the ball will go for 6 anyway over the
Anyway, yeah. There's a little quick update for if anyone is following. West Indies, they were all out for 264.
264, did they have 270 a while ago, John?
No, they're 227. 227.
Okay.
Raymond Weaver, he was LBW for 106. Casey Carty made 57. Booby Thomas, he didn't do anything. 1 from 26.
So you get a low ball, Booby, so I understand.
Okay. 1 from 26 balls, and who's this thing and bowling? Jack Leach, he had 4 wickets. So again there, and then England in reply now they have
Not
lost.
reply, John, continue.
They have lost 1 wicket. Ailey's he is lost.
England lead by something in the first inning, John, about 200 maybe.
Yeah, almost 200. So well, at the end of the day, I guess it's just practice for these guys here. Well,
Yeah, just practice,
they
man.
put Ben Stoke. Ben Stoke is there now, so I guess they want to give him enough. To see what he
Exactly.
does.
Get ready, get some fun, get some acclimatize the college, John.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna run because
That's it.
One second. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of the show, and so we want to, Taddy, we're having a meeting on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
So, meeting will be here Saturday. What time again?
9:30.
9:30. So for all teams participating in the Parish League program this year, you got to come out as we're getting ready to kick off our first game of the Parish League season. So you need to come out on Saturday, 9:30, right here at the Parish League Hall on High Street. So it was indeed a pleasure again to have everyone on board. We want to say thank you. We had Steele coming in there for a little while, and we want to thank Ulysses and
My pleasure, bro.
Casa for being with us here, and of course Taddy, and we have Auden and our new trainee technician is a lovely lady sitting there. She's all smiles. I wish a camera could come on her so you could see her, ladies and gentlemen. But it was indeed my pleasure again, and definitely we will be back next week. We have Mervyn. He'll be here on Monday with his show Talking Sports, and then of course we have Kenny Benjamin on Wednesday afternoons with Coach's View, and definitely we will be back on next week Thursday with another exciting and provocative show. So remember, please follow all the protocols, stay safe, and have a good weekend.